Our goal for today is to look at situations, whether it could be a word problem or more specifically today, area situations and volume problems where you're given different units of measure. These different units of measure may be inches, maybe yards, maybe feet, and it really could be anything. And when you're given these different units of measure and you're trying to find area, it may look challenging at first, but we know what to do. We know how to convert these units into each other, and we know how to find area and we know how to find volume. It's just a matter of breaking it down into steps and to pieces. So let's take a look at some examples. So we're here to look at our first example, and what I want to do is I want to find the area of this entire whiteboard. And you can see that we have some measurements. I can see that the top length or width is 3.5 yards, and my height here is 47 inches. So in order for me to find the area, I know that I need to multiply my base times my height. And when I'm looking at this, I have different measurements. And it's a very simple first step. You're going to use your skills of converting units to different units so that you can solve it. Okay? I can change this to yards, or I could change this to inches to solve. I could change both to feet if I wanted. I'm going to choose what's easiest for me. I know that this number is larger and this number is smaller, so I'm going to have to multiply my yards to inches. I'm going to have to divide my inches to get yards. And I'm also going to be using my unit conversion chart. Okay? So using our unit conversion chart, I'm going to decide to change my yards to inches. So I take my 3.5, I multiply by 36 inches in 1 yard, and I'm going to use my calculator to solve that. 3.5 times 36. And when we use our calculator, we get, you should be using your calculator to get this. Using my calculator, we get 126 inches. Now I know that this side is 126 inches, and this side is 126 inches, and this side is 47 inches, making it much easier for me to solve. Now I just have to do 126 times 47 to get my area. Again, using my calculator, 5,922 inches squared. And there I have my area of the whiteboard. Let's take another look at a practice problem. For our first problem, we have a rectangle. One side has 6.5 feet, the other one has 1.2 yards. What I would like you to do is find the area of this rectangle. Pause the video, take your time to show your work. You may use a calculator and your conversion chart, and play the video when you're ready to see the work. The first thing that we need to do is change either the feet or the yards to the same unit. For this one, I'm going to decide to change my yards to feet, and I know I do that by multiplying by 3. I can use a calculator to help my math, and I know that 1.2 times 3 is 3.6 feet. So now I know that the two sides of my rectangle are both 3.6 feet, and my last step is to find the area by doing 6.5 times 3.6. Again, I'm going to use my calculator, and my final answer is 23 4/10 feet squared. So we're here to look at our next problem with this idea of converting units when we are solving for area and now looking at volume. Okay, so I want to find the volume of this three-dimensional crate. And the measurements that I have, as you can see, are 30 inches, 1 foot, and 0.4 yards. Finding volume of this rectangular prism is a skill that we have and we know how to do. And so to solve this problem, it's very simple in terms of thinking what we need to do. Doesn't mean that the process will be one step. It's going to be multiple steps. But what we need to do is a very simple concept when we think about it. I have inches, feet, and yards. My first task before even thinking about trying to find volume is change all of these to be the same. Whether you make them all feet, all inches, or all yards, it doesn't matter. The first thing you need to do is pick one of them. So you select the unit that you want. I'm going to go with inches. I leave this, I change this to inches, and I change this to inches. Do this one first, this one second. These are two separate problems. Then I have all my inches, and then I do volume. It's just breaking it into pieces. Convert your units, then you can solve for volume. So let's take another look at an example. For our next problem here, you can see that we have a three-dimensional shape. We can see that we have 3 yards, 5 feet, 96 inches. I want you to find the volume of this shape. Pause the video and come back when you're ready to see the work. The first thing that we need to do to solve is find the units that we're going to change them all to. I'm going to convert to feet. This isn't the only way to solve, and that's fine. So, the first thing I'm going to do is take my 3 yards and multiply by 3 to get 9 feet. So I now know that 9 feet is that side there. I have my 96 inches. I need to divide by 12 to get my number of feet. And so I know that this side is 8 feet. So I have my 3 measurements of 9 feet, 5 feet, and 8 feet. I can multiply the 3 of them to find my answer. Again, we should be using our calculators. We find our area of 360 feet cubed. Now, in case you didn't solve it for feet, that would be the same as 622,080 cubic inches. And in case you did yards, your answer would be 4.4 repeating cubic yards.